Hey guys, welcome back to Java tutorials video and part 3 of constructors. So far we have seen what is a constructor, why we need it and syntax and the types of constructors, default and parameterized constructors. In this video I will talk about what is constructor overloading. For that I created a class. Constructor overloading means creating many constructors, but the difference is type of arguments and number of arguments. The same concept we have seen earlier while discussing about method overloading, which is also called as polymorphism concept. Now let us understand what is the concept of constructor overloading. Let us create some variables here. Let's say int n1 and n2, two integer variables, and let me also take two float variables and one more variables of string data type. Let's say s1 comma s2. So far we have taken three types of variables. Now let's create a constructor for integer, public and class name. Let's say only one argument here. Let's create one more constructor for true arguments. So what is the error here? Java constructor int is already defined. So here we have taken two constructors. Obviously the name is same anyway. It's not like we can create any name like method. So here we have the same type. I'm changing number of integer. Now the error is gone. I hope you understand now what is the concept of constructor overloading. Let's say public Java constructor float num1 float num2. Let's create one more constructor for string. Public Java constructor string s1 comma string s2. I forgot to say one thing. Here we have taken already variables. You should not take the same variable again. That's create ambiguity actually. To reduce the ambiguity, we should need to use this keyword. Anyway, that concept I am going to cover in my next tutorial. For today's topic, let's change the variable name. Let's say x is x and y. X and y. But please remember, I'm not saying we should not do with the same variable name. That concept is again different. If I mix those two concepts, you will going to confuse. That's the reason I am changing the variables here. I hope you understand. Now let's assign this variable to instance variables. Let's say n1 equal to x. Let's print. Let's say number is n1. Let's do that same thing here. n1 equal to x, n2 equals to 1. System.out.println addition of, let's say, integer concatenation of n1 plus n2. Let's also do the same thing here. num1 equals to x, num2 equals to y. Let's print the statement system.out.println addition of float number is num1 plus num2. Let's do the same thing here. S1 is for string, right? string variable s1 equal to x and s2 equals to y. System.out.println adding two strings plus s1 plus s2. Let's recap what we did so far. We have taken three types of instance variables and four constructors. These two are for integer. Here I am explaining the number of arguments. Here we have one argument. Here we have two arguments. In the next two constructors, I just want to say the type of parameters is different. This is for float, this is for string. If you give same type of parameters and same number of parameters, immediately the compiler throws the error. That is the thing, you should be very careful while creating the constructors. This line I added to reduce the code. Instead of creating again method, I just added here. Now let's create an object. We need a class name, Java constructor, and object new, again class name Java constructor, open and closing parenthesis and semicolon. This one is the object, but how the constructor is called here is completely different. What we learned for methods, constructor calling is invoked immediately after creation of objects. Let's say here 10, and this is creation of object reference, right? So instead of this, we can also simplify the code like this. We can do directly new Java constructor. Let's say, let's give two integers, then new Java constructors. Let's give two float numbers. Let's create one more for string. We have two arguments, right? So you need to give that one. Hi. Second one is friends. So even though you are not explicitly saying please invoke this constructor, please invoke this constructor here. Let's save the code and run. Have you observed one thing here? We missed that parenthesis. That's the reason it is concatenating instead of addition. Anyway, don't worry about that. Let's run the code again. Now you can see the numbers in the first line, and addition of the integers is 65. Addition of the float is this one. So give the space here so that you'll get space here. That's it. I know this is a bit lengthy code, but I just want to give many examples as much as I can so that you'll understand more. I hope you understand the concept very well. And if you have any doubts, feel to comment out that one. I'm glad to help you out. And in my next tutorial, I'll talk about what is this keyword concept. Meanwhile, stay tuned and happy learning.